The Star was bustling that week. Cameras, reporters, players arriving early, mandatory minicamp. And then, at the end of the first day of practice, as the players returned to the locker room, a legendary figure appeared on the field, Emmitt Smith. 3 Super Bowls. The greatest runner in NFL history. He wasn't there by chance. He was there to see the Cowboys present up close and perhaps pass on a message for the future. Javonte Williams noticed the presence of the legendary number 22, crossed the field, and went straight to talk to him. The two greeted each other for the first time. And what Emmitt said to Javonte was simple but powerful. Keep running the way you're running and everything will be all right. At that moment, in the middle of June's minicamp, the Cowboys past and present met on the field. And the question that lingered was inevitable. Is this backfield really ready to carry Dallas back to the NFC elite? Javonte Williams arrived at minicamp as the man who carried the Cowboys on his back in 2025. Literally. He had 252 carries, 201 yards, a Pro Bowl season that made fans believe in Dallas's running game again. But on the second day of training, he simply didn't participate in the team drills. No injury announcement, no official explanation, just absence. And then the scenario got interesting because 2 names appeared with the first team, Phil Maffa and Jaden Blue. 2 second-year players hungry for playing time, each with a completely different identity. Maffa was basically hidden by the medical department for almost the entire last season, only activated in Week 18, when the game no longer meant anything. Blue, in turn, exploded in half a game against the Giants with 10 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown, showing exactly the kind of spark the Dallas offense needs when the defense closes the gaps. Which of the two will fill that space alongside Javonte? That's what the minicamp is trying to answer right now. The real problem isn't who will be the RB2. The problem is what happens if Javonte Williams isn't on the field. Because Jaden Blue is explosive, fast, unpredictable. But he's not a runner who can handle 25 carries per game. His physique can't handle that volume. Phil Maffa is bigger, more physical, more similar to Javonte in style, which solves the workload problem, but creates overlapping roles. And Malik Davis, last year's RB2 with 250 yards, is too quiet at minicamp. So quiet that it raises a question. Do the Cowboys already know what they have in him and don't need to test him anymore? Or is he losing playing time without anyone noticing? The answer to all of this is still open. But he has a variable that further complicates this puzzle: Tyler Guyton. The offensive line that will open the holes for these runners depends on a reliable left tackle. And Guyton returned to minicamp carrying the weight of another season shortened by injury, trying to prove that this time it's different. Offensive coordinator Clayton Adams was direct when asked about Tyler Guyton. He had an exceptional preseason. I'm very excited to see him compete. It sounds like praise, and it is. But Adams also said something worth more than praise itself. You get better at football by playing football. This phrase encapsulates Guyton's entire history over the last 2 years. He got injured in the 2024 training camp. He fell behind. He came back to play, was improving, got injured again. The formula for failure has always been the same. Starts well, fades quickly. Now, with Nate Thomas as a direct competitor, the pressure has truly arrived. Thomas showed flashes of brilliance as a run blocker in 2025, but was inconsistent in passing. And nobody wants to go into Week 1 betting on a tackle who hasn't proven anything at the NFL level yet. And to make matters worse, Matt Hennessy, who could be an inside offensive line asset, had neck surgery and will start training camp on the PUP list. The Cowboys medical department is being tested even before summer begins. And then came the news that nobody expected right in the middle of minicamp. The Cowboys signed cornerback Amir Speed, formerly of the Texans, Browns, Colts, and Patriots. A 6'3", 215-pound journeyman with 32-inch arms. A former 6th-round pick in 2023 who never managed to establish himself in the NFL and spent last season in the USFL playing for the Houston Gamblers. Not a name that gets the crowd going. But it's exactly the profile the Cowboys always love at the bottom of their roster. Long, athletic, with a 4.3, 4.4 second 40-yard dash, and perfectly fits the outside cornerback mold that Dallas's scouting department has been chasing for years. The problem? This addition brought the roster to 92 players, one more than allowed, even counting the exception of the international program player. This means a roster move will have to be made. And with 12 cornerbacks on the roster, including names like Josh Butler, Corey Ballantyne, and Treek Bridges, someone will have to go. The question is who? Putting it all together, the Cowboys minicamp is painting a clear roadmap for what's to come. In the backfield, the hierarchy still revolves around Javonte Williams, but for the first time, there's a real discussion about what happens when he's out. Jaden Blue partnering with Williams when both are healthy is a lethal combination, thunder and lightning. Phil Maffa as a heavy lift backup makes sense, but the roster is overcrowded in some areas and understaffed in others. On the offensive line, everything depends on Tyler Guyton surviving the summer. If he makes it to training camp in one piece and gets through August without incident, Dallas has a first-round left tackle with real potential to establish himself. If he falls again, the conversation about pursuing a free agent veteran like Taylor Decker will quickly gain momentum, and fan confidence will plummet. And on defense, with the arrival of Amir Speed and veteran Adoree Jackson's visit to the Star, it's clear the Cowboys are scouring the market for depth in the secondary. The window to assemble a competitive squad is open, but time is running out. This minicamp is revealing more than just June drills. It's showing where Dallas is strong, where it's weak, and what bets Schottenheimer is willing to take before the training camp whistle blows in Oxnard. Javonte Williams received Emmitt Smith's blessing. Tyler Guyton has one last real chance to solidify his position, and a backfield full of hidden talent is knocking on the door waiting for an opportunity. If you've been following the Cowboys for a while, you know that June's decisions set the tone for September. So tell me in the comments, do you trust Tyler Guyton to get through the entire season? Or are you already hoping Dallas will look for a reinforcement in the market? Leave your answer below. If this content made sense to you, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and share it with that friend who also bleeds silver and blue. Because the Cowboys are shaping up now, and you won't want to miss any detail of this journey.